Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-nidana-shalakaya Chakshur-unmilitam jena Tasmai Shri-gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam jena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri-guru Shri-yutapatakalam Shri-gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri-rupam Sagrajatam Sagana-raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana-sanitam Krishna Chaitanya-devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sarvana-lalita Shri Vishakhan-vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanshakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Jai Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavari Pacharya Desharine. So Hare Krishna and welcome everybody in today's class. How many of you are here for the first time? Very first time visiting this temple? Anybody? So all of you have been here before? Perfect, very nice. So today we'll have the two-part discussion. You are going to be, I am going to be the guest and you are going to be the main people. Okay, so you are going to interview me today. In one sense, it will be back and forth conversation. So first part of the lecture would be regarding our life story. Not from when we were born, but before that and before that, from the very first time when we were born, we will try to understand that. दुनिया बनाने वाले क्या तेरे मन में समाये काहे को दुनिया बनाई? Why was this world created? Today we will get to know that. And the second part will be that from coming Sunday, next 17th of May, we will be entering into the most auspicious Purushottam Maas. So we will speak something about that and give you a context of how to observe the vows of Purushottam Maas. So let's begin. First question to all of you, and I know this is not related at all to the temple, but how many of us watch movies? Good. Have we watched the movie Matrix? Okay. So in the beginning of the movie, now I'm not advocating and I'm not asking you to go and watch that movie, but in the beginning, the hero, the protagonist, is living an ordinary life like most of people, 9 to 5 job, alone, depression and God knows what. One day what happens is some very divine intervention happens in his life and a person comes and he presents him with two pills, one blue and one red pill. One of the pills says, if you take this, you continue your life as it is, an ordinary 9 to 5 guy with health issues, family issues, relationship problems and whatnot. And the second is, if you take the other pill, you become a superhuman. Which one do you choose? And guess what? Which one did you choose?
Superhuman.
This is not just his story, this is our story. So when we took our first birth, not this birth, our first ever birth, we had two choices. Either we stay with our Creator, but then there are certain rules that needs to be followed. For instance, in Dublin, you need to drive on the left side of the road. But the intelligent people, all of us, we said, why? We will drive on the right side of the road. So then they said that no, that's not how it works here. You need to drive on the left side of the road. No, we will drive on the right side of the road. Okay, what's the second option? The second option is you take the other pill and you can experience becoming God. And we said, wow, amazing. Let's take the other pill. We don't want to live an ordinary life, so-called ordinary life that we thought at that point. We don't want to be under the rules and regulations of our parents. Rather, I am independent and I want to enjoy and do things my way. 75% of the population chose to remain with the Creator. 75%. And some intelligent, that is 25%, all of us sitting here and across the globe, we said no, we will try to become God. We will try to enjoy the way we want to enjoy. And then what happened? After that, a place was created, and that place is called material world, where we are today, where we are situated today. So our Creator, He had to expand Himself, because what happens is that when certain people, they want to disobey the government need to open a special center, and that is jail, prison. And there they have many people employed. There is a prisoner, there is a superintendent, there is judge, there are lawyers, and so many things are facilitated so that the disobedient people can be very well monitored, reformed, and come back as a proper civilian and civilized person. So for that reason, this material world was created. So if you are from India, I just said this is a very, it's before my era, so this was very famous song, Duniya Banane Wale, Kya Tere Man Mein Samai, Kahin Ko Duniya Banai. The English meaning is that, oh God, what were you thinking when you created this world? Why did you create this world? So this is the reason why this world was created, because all of us chose the other pill, that we want to enjoy the way we want. My life, my rules. Now, the problem with that was, again, another movie. Have you seen the movie Truman Show?
Yeah.
Yeah? Truman Show. If you have not seen the movie again, don't go and see that. I will get it. Fantastic mastermind director. I am sure they might have read the Vedas and Shastra and then created the movie. So, in that movie, what happens is, they create a fake world. The world that is created, the sky, the river, the houses, the road, everything, it's all fake. It's all artificial. It appears true, like you see, but it's all fake. So what's happening is that this actor, after he crosses a certain age, when he's in his 30s, hypothetically, he's in 20s or 30s, let's say, he starts recognizing that there is a pattern to his life. Every single day, the sun rises at same time, Then when he goes out, there is a person in bicycle going at the same time. Then there is a newspaper lady or person throwing newspaper at the same time. And everything is happening in a loop again and again and again. And after some time he realizes, wait, this cannot be the case. And every time he tries to escape that city that he is living in, he is unable to. He stopped. When he wants to go to take a flight, they say all the flights are booked. Every time all the flights are booked, and he never sees any flight taking off. Whatever he is trying to go to a different way, that road is blocked. So then it strikes him that this cannot be the case. So this is a food for thought for all of us actually. Don't you see the same pattern again and again? What is the pattern? We take birth. When we take birth, we are pampered by our relatives, by our father and mother, siblings. We grow up, we are expected to study history for no reason. I have to remember all the dates. Why did Mughal invade India? What do I do with that knowledge? Nothing. Right? Then I have to study civics, I have to study this and that. For no reason. Pressure. Take pressure. Why? Nobody asks. Why 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Nobody asks. No one has the answer. Why A, B, C, D, E? No one asks. No one has the answer. Then the next part of the loop is get a job, get married, get a house, have kids. Then now take tension of their education, take tension of their wedding, their marriage, then bug them with having grandkids, and then die. And the same pattern repeats again and again and again and again till the point we realize, wait, this is a loop. Don't you see? This is happening again and again. And why do we come to this conclusion? Because throughout the whole process, we are unhappy. We are unhappy throughout the whole process. We don't realize it. Sometimes what happens is, so there is this story of two donkeys. They were friends, and they were somehow in a royal palace. They used to work in a royal palace. And what happened was that one of them was intelligent donkey and the other one was kind of ordinary, like 9 to 5%. Okay? A donkey, exactly. Thank you. So one of them cracked the code. He said, wait, you know what? I have done all my R&D, my research work. And during the Christmas time, all these kings and all the people of the palace, they take off and they go to their house and visit. So this whole palace is empty. So if you want, both you and I can plan, and when the guards are sleeping, we'll escape and we'll go and live our life in the forest the way we are intended to be. So the other donkey said no. So this one was shocked. I had a perfect plan for you. What happened? Why do you say no? So the other one said, you know what? The other day I overheard the king saying something. What did the king say? He said that his daughter is not very good at studies and education. She fails all the time. And the king has gone beyond frustration now. So he said to his daughter, that if this time you don't clear your exams, I am going to get you married to this donkey. You didn't understand? I am going to get you married to this donkey. So this donkey thought, he took the literal meaning of it, that this king is going to get his daughter married to me, and that is the reason I am not going to run from this palace. So this is our story again. I am not calling you donkeys or myself donkey, but this is this is how we are being tricked, we are being played. Every time when we die and go back, we are told by Maya Devi, you were close. You were close. Next birth, you will achieve it. Again, the same thing happens. You were close. Next birth, you will achieve. And like that donkey, we don't apply our intelligence, unfortunately. So this is not some lecture that you come, sit, go and forget. No, think about it. We are also in a matrix. We are also in a loop. The same things is happening again and again and again. Now the question is it wrong? Is it wrong to get married? Is it wrong to study? Is it wrong to have children or family, buy a house or car or live a very comfortable life? The answer is no. It's not wrong. But the place we are choosing to do this is wrong. We are doing the right thing in the wrong place. That is never going to give you the result. And the result is happiness. We all want to be happy. This is why we are working. This is why we are studying. This is why we fell in love. Right? Because we want to be happy. But in the end, we are not. So don't take it in a very harsh way. The happiness that we feel we have is just the absence of sorrow. In this material world, as per the Shastra, the happiness that we feel is not happiness. We haven't had the bliss, the happiness. That is why we think falsely that I am happy when I eat pizza or gulab jamun. No. If pizza or gulab jamun made us happy, tell me, can you go on eating after the 15th slice? Will that make you happy? If I stuff pizza, if I ask two people and keep stuffing pizza in his mouth, will it make him happy?
No.
So was pizza the cause of happiness?
No.
No. But still we believe, isn't it? Those of us who love pizza or whatever our favorite dishes, if I keep feeding you, you won't be happy. So you see Maya, you understand now how Maya is tricking us all the time. So introspect, think. That is why we have such classes, so that you think about your lives. Okay? Now, you see the very wonderful deities here. There are 5 personalities sitting over here. We have had so many classes, so I'll just very briefly let you know. The person in the middle standing is called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is Radharani and Lord Krishna combined together. On his right side is Nityanand Prabhu. He is Lord Balram, the first incarnation. On his right, the person in beard, he is Advaitacharya. He is a combination of Sadashiv, that is the original Lord Shiva, and Mahavishnu. On the left side of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Gadadhar Pandit, who is Srimati Radharani. Okay? And on the rightmost side is Srivasacharya, that is Narad Muni. Okay, so now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he descended to this world in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Krishna himself, he had one of his very beloved top disciples by the name Sri Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami, now again this is another topic, we won't go into detail. Rupa Goswami, so understand first there are 2 different worlds. Initially I said we had 2 choices. The first choice was go to the spiritual world, we never went to the spiritual world. And second is you remain in this material world where you are. So we decided to be in this material world. So Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are coming from the other world, the spiritual world. They come here to teach us something. So there was a discussion in Varanasi. You all know Varanasi is a place in Uttar Pradesh in India. There was a conversation between these 2 for 10 days. And I will just give you a snapshot of that conversation. So there are 4 points actually to be noted. It's very important to note. The first thing is that when this universe started taking place, when we took the other pill and said we're going to start living in this material world, the first incarnation to facilitate us was Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is so humongous that from each of his breath, one universe is created. This is all from Shastras. If you want to know the Praman, Bhagavad-gita 7.3, 7th chapter, 3rd shlok, go to the purport and there you will read. In the purport it is mentioned Vishnu to Trini. So, with each of his breath, a universe emanated, and from him we entered these universes. And how we entered was the second incarnation was Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. We entered the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. Lord Brahma, whatever desires we had, we always had desire. Always, remember that. Nothing in this world is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Whatever we are happening, you are sitting here today because you desired. If you had desired to go out on a beach on a very sunny day, you wouldn't be here. So it's all the outcome of our desire, what's happening to us. So Lord Brahma, what he did? Lord Brahma is an engineer, top class engineer. So whatever system he uses, for our understanding, you will say maybe he uses a computer. Okay? And he is a software design. What does he do is, he has some coding done in that software, and he takes all of our desires. And then enter the code. And when he enters the code, what happens is an output comes. And at that output it says that this person will become this. So now let's walk our journey of how we came here and we are sitting here today. Let's start. The first thing is, all of us, we became fish. And there are 900,000 types. 9 lakh, not the number, not 9 lakh fish. 900,000 types of fishes. There is blue whale, there is shark, there is, different sorts of fishes. So all of us sitting here, all of us, no exception, all of us, We transmigrated from being one fish to other to third, fourth, fifth. Lifetime after lifetime, not one life. Millions of lifetimes this happened to us. Then, after that, we moved and we became trees. There are 20 lakh or 2 million different kinds of trees, plants. There is banyan tree, there is, Christmas tree, Ashok tree, different sorts of trees. We all have become. So when you see one of them, have compassion that we were also there at some time. So Prabhupada would say, our founder Acharya, we don't have the photo, our founder Acharya would say, whenever you go anywhere, please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Why? Because the trees, they cannot chant. But when they hear us chanting, in their next life, they will move higher the food chain. So all of us became, in 2 million different types, in innumerable lifetimes, became plants and trees. Then we became insects. How many times? Insects were 11 lakh, that is 1.1 million. We wandered in that species for 1.1 million times. Not times, types, and God knows how many times. Then we were birds for how many? That is 10 lakh, 1 million. 1 million different kinds of birds are there. We all transmigrated in the bodies of bird. When we sing, no? Panchi bano ultra chalo mast gagan mein. So we sing very casually, but that is very sad. Just imagine, you cannot do anything. So if we have desire, and how this happens is again, in the Bhagavad-gita, 8.5 Vishali. What is 8.5? 8.6. Yam yam vapi? Very nice. So, Hari Bol Parashani. So, yam yam vapi smaran bhava tere jante kalevaram. What does it mean is that at the time of our death, whatever we have done throughout our life, whatever, it actually comes as a flash. When we are dying, and we are PhD in time, we all have died millions of times. So when we die, when we are on our deathbed, what happens is, in a flash of a moment, whatever we have done throughout our life, if I was a very successful businessman, at the time of my death, I will not think anything other than business. If I just wanted money, I will only think about money. If I wanted to become a supermodel, while I die, I will only think about becoming a supermodel, right? So, whatever we thought we want to be, oh, I wish I could fly like a bird. Okay, you died thinking that, you become a bird. I wish I could swim all my time. You become a mammal, you become a fish. So like this we have transmigrated, and then 3 million kinds of animals. And finally, as per various Shastra, it is said, when we come to the platform of becoming a cow or a tiger, now I don't know the logic behind tiger or lion or cow, then the next birth you get is that of a human. There are 400,000 types of human types. Someone is white skinned, pink skinned, yellow skinned, dark skinned. Then someone is male, female. Then there are different sorts: Australian, tall, short, fat, slim. 400,000 types. Can you imagine? Lord Brahma engineered this. He has coding for all this. So when I die thinking, I wish I was like them. I wish I was as fair, or I wish I was as dark skinned, or I wish I had, fluffy hair, or whatever it is. When I desire that, I take into that human form. Now, after becoming human, let's assume that all of us transmigrated from becoming a tree, bird, fish, insect, animal, and finally came to the platform of becoming human. It does not stop there. After that, within human, let's start doing the categorization. There is a categorization of theist and atheist. Atheists are one who don't take the authority of scriptures. Those are called atheists. So we have been atheists for millions of lifetimes again. And when I say million, it could be billion, it could be trillion, and it could be beyond trillion as well. So for so many lifetimes, we have just remained atheistic, not taking to the words of Shastra. Then finally somehow we got maybe Mahaprasad from somewhere, or we saw, let's say, Jagannath or whatever, and then we became theistic. Meaning now we say that okay fine, I will start reading the pages of Shastra. In that again there are two different vibhajana. So what happens is within the Shastras, there is just a second. Yeah. There is independent thinkers and few only who would actually turn to the pages and take the words as it is. So we have started reading the Shastra, but then we doubt, isn't it? Why is it written that way? Why did Mother Sita have to go through the Pariksha? So I would not take Ramayana as it is. I will reject Ramayana. Why did this happen to Draupadi in front of Krishna? I reject Mahabharata. So I am studying, but then I am an independent thinker. I am not trying to resolve my queries. I am taking my own decisions. So then these two. Now after that what happens is that there are impersonalist and personalist. From the people who are now taking Shastra as it is, there is two divisions again. Personalist and impersonalist. Now what is that? Impersonalist is someone who says, this is just stone, it is not God. Because you people cannot have this idea of how great God is, you want to see Him as a person. But it is you are worshipping stone, you are worshipping different statues and this and whatnot. So that is Mayavad philosophy, impersonalist. You don't see God as a person. For you, God is light, God is energy. Okay? So impersonalist and personalist. Now within personalist, there is Sakam and Nishkam. Personalist means now I have agreed that yes, this is not some statue, there is actually God standing in front of me, and I worship. If you are from Maharashtra, you worship Ganpati. If you are from West Bengal, you worship Mother Durga. If you are from different regions, you have your Ishta and you worship them. You worship Lord Vishnu, you worship Lord Krishna, Lord Ramchandra from the central India. But also within them, there is Sakam and Nishkam. What does that mean? Sakam means I will worship you, but I will give you 10 laddus if I pass this exam. Right? If I get married to her, I will give you a box of chocolate. Right? So that is Sakam. Worshipping, but I have some motive. Which is not wrong. Because remember from where we have come? From being not impersonal. Star,
Atheist.
fish
Too.
trees, insects, birds, animals, human. Within human we are, what was the first thing?
Theist and atheist.
Atheist. Then we have become theist. Within theist we were independent thinker or taking the words of Shastra. Within that we were personalist, impersonalist. Within personalist we are now Sakam and Nishkam. So Sakam is that you give business transaction. I do this for you, you do this for me. And finally there is Nishkam. And Krishna says in Bhagavad-gita chapter 7 verse 19, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanman Mam Prapadyate Vasudevam Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudhurva. Meaning, whatever we just discussed, he is doing the pushti. Pushti means stamp. After millions of birth and death, someone who is knowledgeable. He is not speaking the knowledge that you can do integration and calculation in mathematics or a PhD scholar. No, in life. Remember the loop and everything. One who has understood this finally, and not just understood but has applied in life and surrendered to me. Sa Mahatma Sudhurva. That they have passed through all these stages of life and finally they have come to surrender unto me. And such a great soul, he says, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Very, 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 very rare. So, our request is that don't just hear, go back, and then forget everything, flush it out. Like yesterday, we were hearing very funny thing, ISKCON. Meaning, you hear from ISKCON means this year, and you take it out from ISKCON this year. So please don't do that. When it comes from ISKCON from this year, it should go inside your heart, not from ISKCON again. Right? Because we are all in ISKCON. So let's try to adapt that. That think about this, that you have come so close. You have come so close. And one wonderful thing is, only when Krishna thinks of us and Radharani thinks of us, then only we come to hear such satsang. This is not because we desire, of course we desire, but unless and until we have the causeless mercy, we cannot do that. But now, the wonderful thing is that all of us have free will. We are free to take that causeless mercy or throw it away. Somehow we came into this association. Now Krishna doesn't say my way or highway. He is not the founder of Abrahamic religion. That if you don't take me as supreme, I'm going to shoot you. So on gunpoint, say you love me. No, that's not Krishna, that's not Radharani. So they thought of us, that is why we are here, thinking about them, trying to understand what life is about and what needs to be done. So this is what's happening with us. Now, the next question is, what should we do with this knowledge? Isn't it? Just knowing is not sufficient. Karna kya hai? What should we do? So remember, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is discussing this with Rup Goswami. And he says that the next thing, that after understanding the rarity of this human life and how important it is that we have gone through all these things and finally come here, is start practicing bhakti. Start practicing bhakti. Because Krishna says, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. Bhakt only can know me, nobody else in this entire universe or creation. They cannot know me. So this bhakti. But now there are some problems when we do bhakti. What is that problem? That problem is that bhakti is like a small plant. When we do gardening, we plant a seed, isn't it? But if that seed does not get proper water and sunlight and protection from animals, what's going to happen? Destroy. So we have to give three things to the plantation that we have done. Plantation is of bhakti, after understanding all these things. We are not saying, or the Shastra is not saying, become a sannyasi. Arjun wanted to become a sannyasi. He said, why should I fight this war? Let me go to Himalayas and become a Babaji. But Krishna says, no. You need to perform your prescribed duties. Right? So, do whatever you are doing. Have your jobs. If you are a parent, continue taking care of your kids. Have your plans of getting married, of higher education, everything. Nothing should stop. Only thing is, add one more element to your life, that is Krishna. That's it. Very simple step. That is the seed of bhakti. Now, for the seed to grow in a plant, you need three things: sunlight, water proper, and fencing from the outside world. So, the sunlight is hearing Krishna Katha. Like we've all gathered here and we are hearing, that is what? Sunlight. Then watering is Kirtan. Prabhuji very wonderfully, amazing Kirtan, Prabhu. Thank you. So wonderful Kirtan. If you missed, go back live and watch it again. So when we hear pure words, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it actually purifies and waters our consciousness. So the seed is being watered. And third is that fencing, that animals can come and attack, and those are called anarthas: lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, and envy. So we need to have these three steps. Now, what is the thing that prevents us? Because remember, we had this discussion in millions of lifetimes. It is not the first time that you are hearing and sitting and hearing me. No, we had this discussion many times, many times. but there was something we did not do after discussing this. And let's try to understand through the words of Rupa Goswami and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What is it that we lacked in our last life? Because we were Krishna Bhakt in our last life. That is why we are here. This is not the first time that you have stepped into a temple and you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Fourth thing is detrimental to our bhakti. The first is called Jiva Himsa. Jiva Himsa. What does that mean? It means to cause harm to others. Anybody in the world killing a mosquito, okay, being harsh to our co-workers or our family members, whatever it is, if we do Jiva Himsa, if we are causing harm to others, speaking harsh words, untruthful words, causing pain to others, then that seed is not going to grow. It is not only for, so devotees pay attention, this is not for non-devotees only, this is for devotees as well. Because what happens is, and from my personal life I tell you, when we become initiated and we have been given so many responsibilities, after a certain time, we start taking things for granted and we start misbehaving with others, thinking, now I am senior. How dare you speak to me like that? How dare you correct me? You know, I have given 10 years to this place. So we speak harshly. And that is why our bhakti don't grow. The seed doesn't grow. That is first thing, Jiva Himsa. Second is Kuti Nati. Kuti Nati means
Kutil.
deceit, being hypocrite, hypocrisy on your face. And when the camera is off, did you look at this person? He ate 10 chapatis. Right? So that is hypocrisy. We are not simple. We don't walk our talk. I am being good to you because I am on camera, and off camera I misbehave with you. I say ill things about you in your absence. So that is Kodinati. And fortunately or unfortunately, we have been doing this. We all have been doing this. That is why we are here. Okay. Third is Nishiddha Achar. Nishiddha Achar is breaking the 4 regulative principles. The 4 regulative principles, first is killing animals and eating them for your taste. That is meat eating. Second is intoxication. For trying to experience that bliss, I will take drugs or high, LSD, you know. And some people use it for meditation as well, which is not at all as per Shastra. Nowhere in any of the scriptures it is mentioned that Lord Shiva smoked ganja or pot. Never. This is just foolish people on the pretext of Shastra and on the pretext of Lord Shiva. They say that because he took, I will also do intoxication, smoke marijuana or ganja. Nowhere. Show me in any Shastra if it is written. He used to take dhatura and he drank the halal poison. So our Prabhupada used to say, if you want to imitate Lord Shiva, let's start with poison. You want to imitate, you think you are a very great Shiv Bhakt? Okay, I will accept you are a Shiv Bhakt. First drink poison. You are a Bhakt, right? Mirabai was a Bhakt, she drank poison. Right? So if you also claim to be a Mahabhakt of Shivji, drink poison. So that is, second is intoxication. Third is, any relationship outside your marriage is condemned. You should not be doing that. And the fourth is gambling. Earning money that in not a very human or civilized way, like betting and all those illegal way of earning money. If you do these 4 things, your bhakti is not going to grow. That is called Nishiddha Achar. So first was Jiva Himsa, being harsh to others. Second was Kuti Nati, being a hypocrite. Third one was
Nishiddha Achar.
Nishiddha Achar. And the fourth one is Puja La Pratishtha. Thinking that I should be honored and worshipped all the time. Ravan, again, a great Shiv Bhakt, once goes to Kailash to meet his god Shiva, And he goes, and what he does, just lifts the Kailash. Because he is making a statement that I have arrived. The greatest Shiv Bhakt has arrived. And Mother Parvati, she got a bit agitated. She was sitting and she was like this. So she asked her husband, what's happening? Lord Shiva says, don't worry Devi. My disciple has come to show that he has come. A different sort of disciple. So what did Lord Shiva do? With a toe, he just pressed. And both the hands of Ravan was crushed for 100 years. 100 years he was like that in pain. But again, he is a great Shiva. And that is when he composed the great Shiv Tandav Stotra. Jakatavi Kalachida Pravaha Pavatasthile Kale Velam Velam Vitam Bhujanga Tunga Malikam Damat 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 Daman Dinar Dabbamarvayam Chakar Chanda Tandavam Tanotuna Shiva Shivam. Once there was a pickpocket, thief. He was caught by Gada, he was being interrogated, and while interrogation, he stole the wallet of that Gada. So sometimes people, they perform better under pressure. Ravan was one of them. So while he was under pressure, he composed the great Shiv Tandav Stotra. But what sort of a disciple you are? When you have to come and ring the bell just to show the whole people that I have arrived. The great disciple has arrived, right? That is not good. Puja, love, Pradishta. So these 4 things we have been doing for lifetimes. We all were Krishna for millions of lifetimes, not just once. But because of these 4 things, we have not progressed. Devotee, not devotee, initiated devotee at a very higher stage as well. Doesn't matter. These 4 things need to be monitored every time. And then the worst is after this is called Vaishnava Aparadh. Vaishnava Aparadh means you do anything to the citizens, the king will forget or forgive. But if you do anything to the son of the king, never. You are not going to be forgiven. So all the devotees, Krishna says that I am equal to everyone, but there are people who are more dear, right? Like a mother will say, oh, the whole class is equal to me, or teacher will say, but again, there is some favorite. So for Krishna, the devotees are very favorite to him. So if we hurt a devotee in any way, we incur Vaishnava Aparadh. And Vaishnava Aparadh is compared to a mad elephant. So these 4 things are just, like jackals or dogs or crows who come and Jiva Himsa, Kutinati, Nishiddha Achar and Puja Pradisha. These are just like small animals. But Vaishnava Aparadh is like a mad elephant. When a mad elephant comes, enters the garden, it will uproot the whole seed and throw it away. So there is no scope actually. In the first 4 there is scope. We are in the first 4 category, that is why we are here. At least there is scope. Slow progress, but progress is there. But if someone has done Vaishnava Aparadh, over, that's it, finished. Now again, remember we came from trees and all, you go back to the same cycle again after being a human as well. You go back to the same cycle and start from scratch. And after trillions of lifetimes, you again come back. Like, snake and ladder. You reach 99, snake bites, come back to the first row, square row. That happens when we do Vaishnava Aparadh. Okay? But it's not all stressful. There is a sigh of relief as well. Now, the next point is the most important point. And the famous verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita comes, Brahmanda Brahmite Kono Bhagyavanji, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Beach. Meaning that even after all these, the problems will come. My Guru Maharaj used to say, when you are moving from point A to point B, traffic is going to come from the other side. That does not mean you're going to stop. You keep driving. So whatever it is, keep moving. And finally, like I said, one day, Radharani and Krishna sitting in Golok Vrindavan Dham, remember the other world, spiritual sky, will say, oh, you know what, I have a very good recommendation, Radharani will say. There is a person in Dublin by the name Tanuj. And now I think that it is time that Tanuj should get a guru. So this is a discussion between Radharani and Krishna. And Radharani recommends us to Krishna that he has been doing or she has been doing wonderful even after, despite all the challenges thrown at him by Maya Devi, he has been strong. So then Krishna will say, okay, fine, tathastu, so be it. And then Tanuj Prabhu will get initiation by a bona fide spiritual master. Brahmanda Brahmite, Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Pai, Bhakti Tata Bij. That is the meaning. So that means there is a hope for all of us. There is a hope. Never lose hope in this whole process. Keep going strong, and definitely 100% we will achieve Krishna Prem, because the thing is that father can be harsh sometimes, but mother is very sweet. Today is Mother's Day, and our original mother is Srimati Radharani. So if we pray on the lotus feet of Radharani and her maid servants Lalita Vishaka, then 100% she is the one. She doesn't see patrata or apatrata. That is why she has descended as Mahavadanyaya. Mahavadanyaya. Vadanyaya means compassionate. Mahavadanyaya means most compassionate. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most compassionate. Never, na bhuto na bhavishyati. This has never happened before. This will never happen in future. Such a mercy, compassion is nowhere to be seen. And that is why, dear devotees, from the bottom of our heart, from ISKCON Dublin, we beg that take this seriously. How many of us are not chanting? Like, you don't have a bead and you don't chant in your house? Can you please raise your hands? I am not putting you on spot. I was there, I started. Or how many of us are chanting? Let's raise our hand. Okay. So the ones who are not chanting, if you have any effect of so far and you really want to progress, this does not mean that you have to change your lifestyle. Don't change. Whatever you are doing, continue doing. Don't think that I am drinking liquor, so this is not for me. I am eating meat, this is no. It is for all of us. Doesn't matter. If you think after the class you can come to Tanuj Prabhu here or Aishani is here, we have some beads for you. It's free of cost. You come, you take it from us, you learn how to chant, and then please give 15 minutes out of 24 hours. Just 15 minutes, 2 rounds, you start chanting. When you chant, what happens is you have this connection with Krishna. Remember, why was Radharani recommending Tanuj Prabhu? Because Tanuj Prabhu has been chanting for past 3 years. So when we start chanting like that, so Radharani recommends us that please look at this child of mine. And you can be that child. We are all children of Radharani, but still, we need that for this mercy. We have to do something from our end, and this chanting is the most effective way. Okay? So this is what we need to do and where we are. Now the second, I'm over time, but I'll just take 15 more minutes and we will discuss about Purushottam Maas. Now what happens is, you see, there are certain times when everything becomes freely available to you. Okay, for instance, do we love eating samosas?
Yes.
Yeah? But if with samosa we get extra chutney, Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam, isn't it? Samosa is good, but you are getting extra chutney. Right? If you love pizza and the delivery boy says, we give you extra slice, it is on our house. Amazing. Extra slice. So all of us, especially when I was a child, I would go to the shop with my father and then my eyes would only be on the things that had, a gift with it. Or extra, 30% extra, 20% extra. So I would always ask my father to buy that thing because extra. For the same money, I'm getting something extra. So every 3 years, there is a month that is called extra, Adhik Maas. And from next Sunday, 17th of May until 14th of June, that Adhik Maas is coming, and it is the most auspicious time throughout the universe. Krishna says, Kalo Asmi, I am time. Now what happened was, I'll tell you a story of this Adhik Maas. All the 12 months that we know, they are a person. In spiritual world, everyone is a person. Everyone is a person. So these 12 when they used to sit and have, a conference meeting, when this Adhik Maas would come, they would say, how did you enter? Is anyone, mostly from India, this is a joke. Have you ever heard that term? Your elder sibling saying you were adopted. Meaning you were lying in a dustbin. How you say yes? You are only child. So you were lying in dustbin and our parents just felt pity on you and took you, right? So this is how they used to bully the Adhik Maas. Adhik Maas is a female figure. She is a lady, probably in her 20s or in her teens. So she used to be bullied by the all other 12, January, February, March. They would also, how did she enter this? She's like the extra child. You go out, you are not allowed. So she started weeping and sobbing like a baby. So she goes to Mahavishnu, Narayan, that please help me. So Narayan said, oh see, actually it is not my department. I am not Converse, it is Krishna. So Narayan actually takes. So initially she was called Mal Maas. Mal means inauspicious. So anything that is auspicious materially, for instance, getting married, entering your new house, Graha Pravesh, anything auspicious should not be done. So please remember, note it down, from 17th of May until 14th June, materially, please don't do anything that is auspicious. It is called Mal Maas. So Mal Maas, she started crying, goes to Narayan. Narayan takes her to Golok Vrindavan Dham. Now we cannot enter Golok Vrindavan Dham. It is so effulgent, so she could not bear the light, the rays. So she hid behind Narayan. And then Krishna comes out. And when he comes out, he only saw Narayan. Now he's hearing someone sobbing like a baby. First he looks at Narayan. Why are you crying like a little girl? And says, it's not me, behind me. And then Mal Maas comes. And then Krishna says, what's the problem? And then Krishna says, nobody cries in my house. This is the first time. In Golok Vrindavan Dham, you only cry out of love. You don't cry out of problems. It is Vaikuntha Dham. Vaikuntha means where there is no kuntha, there is no sadness. So only few instances where Krishna cried was once. There was one person like us, his name was Gopakumar. And he was like us, and he traveled from all the world. He traveled being a tree, this, that, and finally came to human platform. Then he did bhakti like we are telling you to do, and we are doing it ourselves. Finally he goes to Swargalok, from Swargalok he goes to Brahmalok, from Brahmalok he goes to different dham, then he goes to Vaikuntha, then he goes to Saket dham where Ramchandra resides, then he goes to Mathura, he goes to Dwarka, and finally he goes to Golok Vrindavan Dham. And Krishna at that time, he is coming back from grazing his cows. And as he sees Gopakumar, he rushes towards him. And then he embraces him very tightly. And the first words he says is, where were you? I was looking for you lifetime after lifetime. Asmin ihe heva. He says that Nartitosmi Sadagyavad. Nartitosmi Sadagyavad meaning Nartitosmi, I was dancing every time when we are born. In the 9th month, Krishna comes. Not every time, but once actually he comes and gives us his darshan in the womb of the mother. And we promise that this lifetime I will come back to you. I will not fall in this propaganda of matrix, this Maya. I will not be distracted. I will do bhakti. I will chant my rounds and come back to you. But we betray him. We don't go back to him. So Krishna, the first words he is going to speak to us when we go back is the same words. That I was waiting for you. What took you so long? And he said that like a fool, I danced. Every time you promised me you will come back to me, I was dancing. But you betrayed me, you didn't come to me. That is not words of anger, that is words of concern and love. And Krishna, crying, he felt conscious on the ground. That was the first time. The second is that once Lalita Sakhi, she is very strong-headed. She was going with Radharani to fetch water from the well. So she says, which route should we take today? So Radharani says, let's go through the route of Mathura. So they go through that route. And Krishna comes all of a sudden from nowhere, give me tax. Lalita says, Kyun? Tere baap ka road hai ye? Does this place belong to your father? So in Braj, it's very straightforward language. It's like village language. So don't take it otherwise. It's very loving and affectionate. Krishna says that of all the glories, there are Vedic hymns from Samved, Rigved, the great Brahma is glorifying me. But the curses I hear from the gopis are the best and pleasing to my ears. Right? So she says, Baap ka hai kya? Why should we give tax to you? Who are you? And he says, don't you know? Kans Maharaj, he has employed me. He has employed me to become the tax collector. And then, but he says, oh, your friend, this Radha, why is she roaming? She is married to Abhimanyu. What sort of person this Abhimanyu is? If I were the husband, you know what I would have done? I would have made a golden throne for her and have her seated in that golden throne and kept her inside my heart. So Lalita says, oh, you mean your black heart? Like you are black, your heart is also black? Krishna says, ye zyada ho raha hai. Don't become a racist. Don't go on my color. So these types of banter happens between the gopis and Krishna. So Krishna, when he was married to 16,108 wives in Dwarka, every night he would think about all these pastimes of Braj, the sweet pastimes, and whole night he would cry. Oh Lalite, oh Vishaka, oh Radhe. And the wives, the Mahishis, they had no idea. Who is this Lalita? Who is this Vishaka? Who is this Radha? We want to meet them. But he would cry all night. So these were the only instances when someone would cry in Vaikuntha. So now he goes, why are you crying? What is the problem? And then she says, they bully me. They say that I am adopted. They say this and that. I am abominable. I am malmas. So Krishna says, don't worry. I am going to marry you. And then Krishna marries Malmas. And from that time, she becomes Purushottam Maas. Because Krishna is Purushottam. Purushottam means he is best among all the Purush, mankind. So now he says, anybody who takes shelter of you, anybody, I am going to give myself to them. So you understand, we say that Kartik is the topmost, but this Purushottam Maas is even greater. Why it happens is, calculation is sun, solar calendar and lunar calendar. The sun takes 365 days to move around the orbit. The moon takes 355 days. There is a gap of 10 days. Okay, 10 point something. So every 3 years, what happens is that gap becomes to be 30. 10, 10, 10. 30 days becomes 1 month. Now to do the setting of winter and summer, so that the summer does not fall in winter and winter does not fall in summer, Krishna has to arrange the time because he's Kaluvasmi, he's time. So he arranged that as per the Vedic calendar, that year is 13 months. As per English calendar, we only have 12 months. But as per Vedic calendar, this is the extra month. And because now we are in the Western and the Kali Yuga has gone, in the previous Yugas, what used to happen was that in this month, it was completely dedicated for sadhana bhakti. Like during Christmas, everyone take December off, right? This Adhik Maas was taken off by everyone throughout the world. And the only thing that they used to do was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's it. No job, nothing. But unfortunately, we are in Kali Yuga. But still, because we have this knowledge, now we can plan properly. So what all needs to be done is, step 1, try to wake up in the morning. At least, it is said no human should wake after 5 a.m. Even the birds and the animals wake up before 5. So try. If not, if you are waking up at let's say 8, 15 minutes try to decrease, 7:45, 7:30, 6, then try to make it up to 5 a.m. for 1 month at least. Then second thing is, as I said, if you are chanting your rounds, we are supposed to be chanting 16, we can try to take vows. And when we take vows, we should always meditate and pray to Kurmadev. If we pray to Kurmadev, our vows will be protected. If I vow to, let's say, chant 20 rounds, so it could happen that I won't be able to keep up with my vow. But if I pray to Kurmadev, it is his responsibility. So pray to Kurmadev. Those of you are chanting 2 rounds, try to chant 4, 6, more. as much as you can, try to do that. Try to observe complete celibacy, brahmacharya, at least for 1 month. Okay? And there are certain prayers, we won't ask you to do much. Just 2 things add in your daily schedule. First is, there are 20 verses in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad-gita. It is called, what is that? Purushottam, right? So try to recite those 20 verses every single day, starting 17th of May until 14th of June. And the second is, there is a very beautiful prayer composed by Bilva Mangal Thakur that is called Chaurashtakam. Shani here is going to sing that in a while. So we will give you just a demo how that is supposed to be sung. You know the tune? Yeah. How that is supposed to be sung, and then if all of us could sing that. Okay. So can someone please post that in the group, in the official group, Chaurashtakam, and then we can do. So I know we are way above time, so there won't be time for question and answer. So we'll take just another 10 minutes for reciting this Chaurashtakam. Once they have shared in the group, I would request, please participate. All of you, this is the only time I would ask you to use your mobile phones. So take it out, open the lyrics, and it is a follow response fashion. She is going to sing, and we are all going to follow her. Have you shared in the group, Prabhu? Yeah, please give me a Mridanga, Prabhu. Yeah. Keep it here, Prabhu. Thank you. Or I will share it.
Share, Prabhu.
Thank you. Shani, you take the mic. If you want, you can join us, else you can hear, be a spectator. Either way, you will get the mercy. Yeah, start.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Vraje prasidham navadita chauram gopanganam mam chadukula chauram.
Vraje prasidham navadita chauram gopanganam chadukula chauram. कारागृहे वस सदा हृदये मदीये मद्भक्ति पाश दृढ़ बंधन निश्चलासा त्वं कृष्ण हे प्रलय कोटि शतान्तरेऽपि सर्वस्य चौरहृदयान् नहि मोक्षयामि. Hare Krishna. So that is Chaurashtakam, very beautiful composition by Shri Bilva Mangal Thakur. If you read the translation, we'll also have a class in the coming months regarding this. So this is this is actually Bilva Mangal Thakur glorifying Krishna as the greatest thief. Everything Krishna does, Adhuram Madhanam, Vadanam Madhuram. Even his Suktam Madhuram even his stealing, that is also Madhuram. Everything that he does is so sweet that he has been glorified. So it's complete. Shri Radhikaya Hridayasya Chauram. Stole the heart of Radharani and became Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we will discuss that also in detail, but it's very beautiful composition. And when we recite this, actually it